Thank you so much for being here and for listening to my channel. We are doing a reading for, basically the title is Frustrated by Online Dating, and this is some good news. I think this is for anyone who is just dating or trying to meet someone or frustrated by the process or not getting the results they want. It's supposed to be fun, and maybe it'll reveal, I don't know, maybe like a place outside of an app that you might meet someone, or I don't know, maybe it'll encourage you to stay at that restaurant or bar or coffee shop 10 minutes longer, and here's why. I don't know. We'll see what is revealed here, but yes, hopefully it's fun and insightful, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, we have 4 crystal cards here. I'm going to zoom in on these, and I will tell you what each crystal card actually is when we land on your pile. I'm not sure, but really it's more of like just a feeling. It's an aesthetic, it's a vibe, whatever one speaks to you. This is your pile, and I've got timestamps below, and I look forward to seeing you in a little bit. So zooming out, and see you soon. Thank you. Goodbye. And thank you so much. This is Light and Bone Tarot, and yes, just very pleased to have you here at my channel doing, I don't know, I call this reading random because I've never done anything like it before, and I hope it works out. But it's basically like if you're frustrated by online dating or the fact that you're not getting anywhere with the dating process, maybe there's a pearl of wisdom in here, or input or message or something for you somewhere. So let's just see where this reading goes. Already I picked your oracle card, which is illumination, and kind of your elemental, another elemental guidance card. We got the manta ray. And first I want to go to the card you picked, pile 1. This is the Herkimer diamond, which I'm not pronouncing that right, but it's basically, it's not actually a diamond. They call it a more attainable extra hard quartz, and they go on to say how beautiful it is and, you know, all these amazing things. But it is funny because to make a connection between this card and your reading, it almost makes me feel like there's this diamond in the rough quality. Like maybe you're looking for something absolutely perfect. And I mean, I hate to say this because it doesn't sound exciting, and we'll get into something that makes it a little bit more enticing. But, you know, maybe it's not the actual diamond that you want. Maybe the person that you'd be really, truly drawn to, or at least would have an incredibly fun season with, is just the quartz and not the diamond. And I don't know, that can mean so many things. Maybe it means they check all the boxes except they're 2 inches shorter than what you thought you were willing to consider. Or maybe, you know, all the boxes except they aren't actually the CEO. They're the, like, I don't know, intern to the CEO or something. Like just something that you really thought was like a hard and fast rule. This card tells me that there might be something that you're overlooking in someone that you actually might already know or might not have considered. And this reminds me, because I am currently on a dating app, so I completely get this. I don't know if you've done this, but like you'll scroll through your dating app and you'll swipe left on someone, and then that same profile will come up and you'll see it again, and then you'll swipe right. And then maybe even when you swipe right, after passing on them, or 1 or 2 or 3 rotations, you finally swipe right on them, and then you actually talk to them and you're like, oh, I like this person. It's kind of that same thought where I don't know why I passed on them the first time. I did for whatever reason. Maybe you were like uber critical, and then you actually swipe right, and then there's someone that you, I don't know, have a conversation with, hook up with, like, date, or nothing at all. So many options. But this is what that reminds me of. Like maybe you've passed on this person before. Yeah, okay. So, okay. The manta ray is your elemental oracle card. This is very much water. So already we're going to get into like a more, I think, emotional guidance tool for this reading. Like maybe you need to put more emotional thought or intention behind your matches. Maybe you need to open yourself up just emotionally a little bit. And I think I mean that like if you've been evaluating people strongly or heavily, like from a looks or a monetary or other aspects, maybe tap into something like, how do they make you feel? Maybe there's a picture of someone that like made you feel something, and then you went on to read a part of their profile and you didn't love it. so you ultimately swiped left. Like, I don't know, maybe there's an emotional piece here. And the manta ray it's known, and there's a piece on it that I read. I'm not going to read it to you, but although I am going to pull it in front of me. It is basically about how the manta ray is very swift and adept at navigating. They have this internal navigation. They're very peaceful. They're very graceful. They can soar out of water. They soar through the water, but they can actually jump through the air. There's just a lot here about like positive energy and kind of like knowing your place, or always being comfortable in your surroundings is more to the point. But yeah, apparently they're playful, energized, and in touch with their own innate wisdom, whatever that means. And they have a joy in simplicity. So there is something here about overcomplicating things, to me, making more of something than it actually is. So we're going to get into that piece. And then illumination is your oracle card. And this definitely is like a guiding light piece. There's guidance, there's information, there's some kind of like illumination that either you aren't seeing or you don't want to see, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you've been shunning it somehow. I'm not sure, but we are going to get into this very unique reading. Okay, so I want to know, what are you like when you're online dating? And if I laugh, just know I'm online dating too. So I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because it's somewhat ridiculous and hilarious, but it works for so many people, and it's worked for me before too. So it's not like I hate it. But I can absolutely be frustrated by it, and I get it. Okay, so I want to know what you're looking for. Like, what are you looking for when you're on your app looking for something? And okay, there's that. And okay, so we've got 5 of Cups, 4 of Coins, and the World. So I definitely get the World card. Like, I do think you're looking for someone that's like this new beginning, this new life, this new excitement, this new journey. The 4 of Coins is a much more reasonable card. This is a card of like, there's a little bit of a no nonsense aspect here. And then the 5 of Cups is, there's a little bit of sorrow here too. So I think if I just like thought about you online dating, scrolling, and what it is like, I do think you're looking for that person, that new beginning. And I think you have probably been hurt in a relationship. Who hasn't? That's not like groundbreaking information. And I do think you have a bit of a fear of commitment or moving forward. And I get this with this kind of like holding tight energy of the 4 of Coins. There's this like stagnation, this fear of doing anything just almost doing anything. And this might be, I don't want to say part of the problem, but it might be part of the problem in that you're not like engaging with anyone that you don't think is this absolutely perfect, life-changing individual. It's like so much all or nothing, to the point of where you actually are, it's kind of a nothing for you. And so for me, I think your problem is that your expectations are too high. You need to lower those expectations. So the question is, do you want to date? Do you want to meet people, or are you really looking for like the one, the perfect person? And I have a feeling that you are really looking for your perfect person. So finding your, diamond in the rough probably doesn't excite you at all, and I get that. But we are going to find out a little bit more about if you wanted to take a chance on someone, almost, what would that look like? And like, how will you know? Okay, so I want to know, let's say you finally agree to go on a date with someone, because my gut tells me you don't do this very often. And when you do, it either doesn't work out because they're not what you expected, they don't look the way you wanted them to look, they're just not the person that was represented in their profiles. And that is a reoccurring, very frustrating theme. But let's say you finally do connect with someone that you would be willing to go on a date with. What's that going to feel like? Like, how will you know that this could be someone worth going on a second date with? And I just want some insight from spirit. Like, what will this look like? How Did you know that? Okay, so we've got the Devil card and we've got the Six of Coins. So these are two almost polar opposites. The Devil card, this is a terrifying Devil card, by the way, and I love snakes. Okay, so the Six of Coins is someone who's, to me, it's an energy of someone who's very giving, someone who's very kind, someone who's generous, who's just a very like open, loving. There's an energy of here of someone who cares. This is someone who's clearly like feeding, animals and bugs and caring for every little aspect of life. So that is a very kind energy, which actually tells me you are looking for someone quite kind. And this is important to you. So just, let's say, connecting with someone because they're good looking and going on a date with them because they check the boxes and they're good looking. I have a feeling you've gone on quite a few of these dates, or you've talked to these people for hours or texted, whatever, and you really find out that either they're like complete douchebags or just total jerks and really not who they represent themselves to be, and just not good people. You might get a vibe off of them like they're toxic or they're manipulative or they're just not worth your time. So I think that is a reoccurring theme. And this does happen when we online date. We fall into these traps of selecting people because for certain reasons and then realizing they're just not what we wanted. So the Devil card here tells me that you are also afraid of selecting the wrong person. I think you definitely have the fear of being hurt. And I think you have this battle with wanting someone who looks and functions a certain way, but also not wanting that person because that person might have a history of being not as trustworthy. And this does, for me, this gets back to this diamond in the rough feature where, if we were to like sacrifice one aspect of that first piece, or if we were to just take out one of those check boxes, you might find that the person I hate to say take a chance on, because I'm not asking you to throw your whole system out of the water because it works for you. You know what you need, but you might find that that's where the real gem was hidden. And you might then find someone who's all the things you wanted them to be from an aesthetic piece, but also actually a very good person and kind, and someone that you would trust, and someone who would make you feel safe and secure. So I understand this because this is, I could be speaking to myself right now. So for me, so far, this reading is probably like a lesson to myself, and how it's supposed to make you feel better, I'm not sure. But let's see how this translates to making you feel better. And I'll get back to this illumination card because I haven't really found a way to explain it yet, but I want to. So I want to see what's coming your way in regards to a partner or something positive and exciting in regards to dating. So let's see. I want to see what's coming your way, and we've got. Let me pull these up. Sorry. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands, the Page of Wands, okay, and the Eight of Cups. So the Nine of Wands is it's not necessarily a tricky card, but it's tricky in that it's not really a great card. I think there's a little struggle, there's a little, kind of like defeat or sadness. It's a card of there being a lot of input on your part and really having it just completely not work out the way you'd hoped. Kind of like, a crumbling of hopes and dreams that you've worked so hard on. So that's not fun. Page of Wands, then, two cards away from the Nine of Wands, if we progress, is the Page of Wands. And this is definitely much, much more helpful and positive and hopeful. Okay, Eight of Cups. So I'm going to say this. This is, I guess, where we get into the fun part of this reading. There's something in this message here that really is, to me, just abandon this online dating thing for a minute. It doesn't mean you have to totally delete your profile or get off of it, but I'm getting a message here that what your formula for online dating, whatever you're doing, it's just not working for you. And I think you're putting a lot of effort and time into it, and you're getting nothing back. In fact, I think that you've probably even thought of getting off of this and maybe starting fresh, and who knows, maybe even doing like a project of some sort. I don't know if you try some surfing lessons or cooking classes. I mean, whatever, those two things came to mind, but there are a million other things. There could be like a dog park that you go to and have a beer and talk to people around you, because our town has one of those. But whatever it is, I think there's another place for you to go and another outlet for you to try to meet people. I just feel like this is a message that this online dating thing isn't serving you right now, and to move on from it. And this doesn't have to be forever, because who knows, but I do feel like you are going to find it's almost like if you keep with this online dating thing, you're only going to find the diamond in the rough, when really, like, you want your diamond. You want to find a diamond. And I get that. But I think your best bet is actually encountering this person in real life and navigating it that way. Because I think you are someone who can probably navigate these kind of interactions in person much better. You can get a feel for things. You can get a feel for their energy, and if you're going to like them, and if there's, I just think from a confidence perspective, you're actually much more confident when you meet someone in person, and just confident of where it's going. And I don't know, like, I feel like with online dating, you know, there can be so many ways of getting excited about something and having it go nowhere. Whereas if you meet someone in person, I guess it is easy to get excited about it, but you don't, I don't know, because you got a read on them, because you actually sat and was able to like make eye contact with them, you have a more realistic just expectation or hope or even like interest in that person. Whereas with online dating, everyone can be approached as like, oh, this could be my person. It could be this person. It could be this person, because you don't really know anything about them. But something tells me if you take this outside of the internet, you would have some success. And I think that would actually bring you like excitement and happiness. And that really is just, it's a random ass message, but I think that's your message. And I hope, I hope that this makes sense, or it's something you're willing to try. And you can try it for a week, you can try it for a month, but I do think there's a place where you're going to meet someone. So let's ask Spirit, how can we like help direct you? Like, where would you go? What would this place look like if it was to meet someone in person? How would that look like? What would that? Okay, enough. So we've got the 5 of Wands, and I'm just gonna do Queen of Swords. So, okay, the 5 of Wands is conflict, and the Queen of Swords is like just a master of thought, someone who's like, okay, so I have a couple. I'm going to throw out a couple things. So this makes me think if there's any kind of like sporting event or anything with competition, I don't know, there could be like an Ironman coming to your town. There could be boat races. I have no idea, but something with like, if there's an event where there's sports or teams or competition, I think that could be a great place. And then the Queen of Swords, the first thing that comes to mind is a library, but I honestly don't know who goes to libraries anymore. Literally, I don't think I've ever been to one in like the last 20 years, but that's definitely a personal problem. But yes, I can't help it. Library came to mind. What else comes to mind for Queen of Swords? I think this is like, there's a stillness, there's a quiet, there's a confidence. Like, this is definitely something with like confidence and thought. So if you are very good at your work, like maybe you are a hairdresser and you kill it and this is your space and you're incredibly confident and you know yourself, or maybe there's a message here that this could absolutely be meeting someone at work, or meeting someone in a place where you feel like it's your domain, like you've got this. So like there could be a restaurant or a bar where like you know most of the people there, and when you walk in, you're instantly comfortable and you feel like it's your territory or your turf. I feel like that could be a place you could meet someone. So I'm going to leave it at those two places for options you could go to meet your person, but this is definitely the message here. Yeah, and let me see. I just, like, why, I don't know, like, I want to ask, there's a few things I want to ask, but I'm not going to ask all of them, but the things I want to ask are like, how will you know this person when you see him, and what's it going to feel like, and how will you know? But, I just want to, like, how will you know from the perspective of, like, are you going to bump into each other? Are you going to talk each other's ear off? Are you just going to, like, lock eyes across the room? Like, what is this going to feel like? And I'm going to get 2 cards on this, and I've never done this reading, so I have no idea where this is going, but I do feel very strongly and confident in this here, and in the fact, like, why this online dating isn't working for you, and that you should take a step away from it. But I'm just going to ask Spirit for input on, like, how will you know? What will this feel like when you're, like, just input from Spirit. We want. So, okay, 10 of Swords, that's a horrible card, and 2 of Wands. So, okay, I'm going to go with the first thing on my head, because if I overthink it, it's just, I don't know what it is. So 10 of Swords, I'm going to say this person might be on the losing team, or might represent the losing team if you're at, like, a sporting event. They might know someone who personally lost in this. They might, you know, be a fan for the losing team. Something to do with, like, underdog or loser, but, like, in a funny, haha, you know, chin up kind of way. So you could meet this person in person at the bar, in person at the event, and their team just lost, or something along those lines. So that's just input. 10 of Swords. I don't know how else to express that without saying, like, this, you know, something tragic, because this card is so ridiculous. Anyway, this is the vibe I'm getting off of that. And then 2 of Wands, there's action here. There is, trying to think, like, how I would associate this. I would say that your person, okay, and it's funny, because to me this could be like a contemplation. Like, this is someone who wants to do something, and they're thinking about their next step is. And it might go along with this piece here, which could be like something with research, or someone who's inquiring about something. So I think this could be someone who, like, maybe they want to travel to Greece, and they're asking the person next to you, like, hey, do you know, have you ever, I don't know, and you hear them talking about Greece, and you're like, oh yeah, I actually am planning a trip there myself, or something like that. I think this person's going to want to partake in something, and they're going to be inquiring about it, and somehow you might be able to help, or you'll overhear this inquiry. There's going to be something along those lines that's going to pull you in. So these are my 2 messages to you. Illumination, I don't know if we even touched on this, but whatever it was an energy somehow that pulled up the cards that were pulled. But this is definitely, to me, this is a confidence of knowing, like, you're going to know. There's going to be this, like, aha kind of lit up moment where you're just going to know that maybe you've encountered this person. Maybe you hear them talk and you're like, oh shit, I just feel that, like, that's someone I need to talk to. Or I, for whatever reason, have the confidence to just ask that person 2 seats down from me at the restaurant or bar or coffee shop, like, oh, hey, did you say that you wanted to go there? I just went there. Or something to that point. Like, did you say you want to get a Tesla? I happen to drive one. Like, just something. I don't drive a Tesla. I actually wish I did. But that was an example that just popped into my mind from the clear blue sky. So I think you get the picture here. I really hope that every reading I do doesn't give me the exact same message, but you're the first one. So I hope this was helpful, at the very least entertaining. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. And let me know if you meet your dude or gal doing it this way. Love to hear about it. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Hello, this is Light and Bone Tarot. Thank you for being here and listening to my channel and letting me read for you. We are doing a reading that I've never done before, and it's frustrated by online dating, and hopefully this is some good news. This can help. You know, this might be close to my very own heart, as I am currently online dating, just got back on, and it's a thing. It is frustrating, and it's fascinating. It's a bunch of things, but some people it frustrates more than others, and I think a lot of it has to do with how long you've been, how long you tolerate it, and or where it gets you or doesn't get you. So, okay, we're gonna try to have fun with this reading, but the last reading did in the end reveal a couple things that I thought were very cool and interesting. So I plan to take the same route with this reading, and we'll see. Okay, so I picked 2 oracle cards. We've got magic here. This is like a kind of like a chakra color deck. And so this to me is like third eye intuition. This is very much a card of like the magic is all around you. It's there. It almost makes me feel same with this. There's this sense of like something's right in front of you and you're not seeing it. And I know that's one of those messages that isn't totally exciting, but it is to me. There's something about like opening your eyes and like really seeing some things that you might not have noticed before. Take notice. And the waterfall, this is kind of like a card of almost like letting go, not so much surrendering, but just letting like the natural flow, letting things unfold naturally, just letting gravity and force just have its pull and have its way with you, and kind of just let things fall, let the chips fall where they may. And I don't know, there's something, I can see these cards working together, and I do get this sense of you might be trying too hard to have something take a certain shape or function a certain way. You might be trying, I'm not sure, but we'll get into it. This is your beautiful, beautiful crystal, a apophyllite, and they say it acts like a teleportation device. So whatever that means, I have no idea, but it is a very pretty card, and I don't know, there's colors on the inside. So there we go. I'm gonna put a pause on these for right now, bearing in mind that I think I have an idea of what this can mean for you, and we're just gonna get into your reading. And this is like the beginning piece for me to just get a layout here and go with it, but I kind of want to see what you're looking for, or what are you looking for online? Like what are you seeking? And we're just gonna start there. So I see Temperance, Page of Cups, and Page of Swords. So obviously I think online dating, we're all looking for like that needle in a haystack. We're all looking for that perfect person, that person that, you know, we can't encounter 100 faces a day. So we go online and we look for, or some people look for perfection or look for the one, but I pull these cards and asking like, what are you looking for? And I think that I almost think you're looking for something like someone to balance you, but to balance you with like someone to like stimulate you, challenge you, keep things exciting, but just create this. But for the balance, I almost feel like you need someone to inject a little bit of fun and excitement into your life. Maybe you work very hard and you've kind of lost touch with that fun piece. Maybe you're looking, maybe you're encountering people who aren't like challenging you, like mentally challenging you. I get a sense that you're ready for some fun. You're ready for some adventure. You're ready for just all these exciting things that come along with dating. And you're definitely ready for that. But the Temperance card is, I think things are very even and mellow in your world right now. Things are probably pretty still. I think you're in a very, very good place. So you can take on these different energies. Like you're very stable right now. I don't feel like you've just come out of this toxic relationship, or that you're wounded and you're healing and you're looking for someone to like, heal a wound. I really don't get that. I think that you are actually looking for like like someone to like start something with, something real, someone that gets you going on all the levels. So, okay, I mean, who isn't looking for that? But I guess what my real takeaway from here is that you are balanced. Like you're in a very good place. You're not on shaky ground. You're not a hot mess. Like things are good for you, and I think you know what you're looking for. And I actually do think it's somewhat realistic. I don't think you're looking for this like complete and utter unicorn. In other words, you do seem like someone who would be willing to give someone a chance, whereas maybe someone else didn't take a chance on that person. I feel like you would have been like, no, I'll meet them. They actually seem like they're very bright and interesting, and I like that they've traveled here. So yes, I will meet them. That is just the vibe I get from you. And I've got to say, that is actually very, it speaks highly to you. I think people who online date and never engage with the people that they encounter. You obviously don't have to, but it's kind of like, well, what's the point? I mean, what's the point if you never engage? So I like that you do engage, and I like that you give people a chance. And I think you're actually probably very close to finding someone that could do it for you, and someone who's deserving of you, and who appreciates just how balanced and stable and like ready for like a real mature relationship. Okay, let me see. I want to see what your experiences have been like thus far online dating. What have you been dealing with? Like, what are the frustrations and what's it look like for you? So we have 8 of Wands, 10 of Swords, and 2 of Swords. Okay, so 8 of Wands. This is a funny card for me. Sorry, let me take this on, because this is like, I do think that you have put effort. I think you've definitely encountered quite a few scenarios where you've put the effort in and nothing's happened, or you've gone on 2 dates and you actually really thought there was something there and nothing's happened. I think you've actually met people that you could see yourself going somewhere with, and you probably had great text exchange, great conversations. You were actually quite like jazzed about them, and literally nothing happened. And I do think you have been contemplating getting off the app and seeing what it would look like if you did get off the app. And this is what I see in the 2 of Swords. This is kind of the choice, because I think for you do approach the app in a way that it's made to be worked. Like, I think you're good at online dating. You're very good at it. You're giving the right people the right chance. You're interacting. You're treading cautiously. You're not investing too much in any one interaction. Like, I think you're doing everything right. Unfortunately, I get the feeling that the people you've met on there that you thought were good potential just turned out to, I don't know, disappear or ghost or not be what you expected. I don't know. There's a whole range of options, but I get the feeling that things just really haven't panned out for you, which, is obvious. It's probably why you're here, but that's what I get. But the opposite, like the last pile, it was someone who just would never give anyone a chance, whereas you, I think, have been very good about that. And I'm going to say that to me, like, going into this, there is that message of like, if you keep doing this, I absolutely think it will pay off for you. I really do. I have a feeling that if you were to stay on the apps and just continue with what you're doing, that for you to say it's a numbers game would actually play out in your favor. I get a very strong message about that. So my message for you right now isn't like, get off the app, stop this, do something else, because I think for you, we can apply the numbers game theory and say like, yes, you have interacted with enough people, you've gone on enough dates, you've sent enough text messages, you've swiped right enough times, like you've matched with enough people, you are now like almost about to meet your match on this date. So on this app. So I kind of, interestingly enough, I want to stick with that. And I want to say like, what hopeful message do we have from Spirit? Let's say you stay on the dating app. What's a hopeful message from Spirit? Okay, so we have, and like, I don't know, maybe who's someone that you'll encounter on there how will you know? Just hopeful. Okay, so Ace of Coins, 8 of Coins, and Page of Wands. So I do see you remaining on the dating apps, and I think there might be someone that you've either already swiped right on, you've already matched, let's put it this way. Either they're in your queue, maybe they have yet to send the first message or respond, or maybe you haven't sent the first message yet. I don't know that you guys have really done any interacting yet, but I kind of think it's someone you've already matched with or already like had your eye on, and next time they come up, you will indeed match with them. Something along those lines, but I think it's already there and it's kind of like waiting for you. And I do think you're going to have to make, and a lot of the apps do function this way, but you're not only going to have to make the first move as in reaching out and initiating the conversation. I think you're going to have to put quite a bit of the work in the beginning. You're going to have to kind of like goad them into, goad them into a contract, goad them into. I cannot find my vocabulary words when I do this. Like I'm in such a mindset that works like on one dimension that when it comes to vocab, I do lose my mind. I don't know if the word is goad with a D or a T, but you're going to have to somehow like coax them into a conversation with you and tempt them. You're going to be the one asking the questions in the beginning. I get this, like laying the groundwork, putting the effort in, but and kind of you'll be the one putting the energy forth. But I think you're going to have a good feeling. You're still going to be like, this person, I have a feeling about this person. And I want to see what is going to give you a feeling about this person. Like what is it about this person where you're going to know like, okay, this is worth a little more effort. And we've got 3 of coins, death, which is new beginnings. It's not death, and strength. Okay. So I do think it's someone you're going to have something in common with. And I think it's going to be something where when you reach out, you can say, I've been working on this too. I've done this too. I'm a part of this like group or community. Something very much like a common ground that involves some kind of a group or a community. I think you're going to have that thing in common. And I actually think they're going to have something in their profile about like, I take this from the death card, and it has nothing to do with death, but it's something with new beginnings. Like there's going to be some verbiage they're going to use that's going to have to do with like, and I don't know, like they're going to talk about a spiritual piece, or there's going to be something where they've overcome something and now they're on like this new kick. They're talking about, I'm trying to give an example. Like, I mean, it could even be something like maybe they're into meditation now, or maybe, or something that I cannot even think of an example for, but it's something like, as a result of this, I now do this, and this is going to speak to you. It's going to be like this exciting kind of, it's going to be something interesting, something that you understand. Maybe you've always been intrigued by it. Like maybe it is meditation, maybe it is veganism, maybe it is like, and now I'm a nudist, or like just something extreme that's like, they've abandoned one way of life and now they're starting something, they're jumping into something different. And strength, I don't even know what to say with strength, except that you're just going to feel that this person is not, that they're confident. They're not overcompensating. They're not trying too hard to be someone else on their profile. They're not, I mean, for me, this would be like, I don't need to see a picture of you like lifting weights at the gym. I get it. You're strong, you're built. Like I can see that. I don't need the picture proving it. And I feel like this is an example of, you're going to find their profile very like uplifting and confident and secure, like positive and secure. So I have no idea. I mean, this is a funny reading, and it's I feel like in some ways I'm reaching, but I will say the message here that I feel strongly, which is totally different than the last reading, is that you have played this game long enough and something will pay off for you, and you're going to realize, I just think you're going to know when you see this profile. It's going to feel right. There's going to be this piece of it where you're like, this is it. I just know that this is someone I could really, really click with. And I really want to commend how you've handled the online dating piece so far. And yeah, I think it's kind of inspiring. And you do have, I'm going to go back to this purple third eye magic card. Like, you do have a sense, you know, you do have a feeling about these things. You're going to have kind of this feeling. And I mean, it could be a gut feeling, or it could just be this pull, this gravitational pull, this like kind of like a waterfall. Like there's going to be this force in you that's going to be like, I don't know, I guess this person could be interesting. Like maybe I wouldn't have considered them before, for maybe some like outlandish thing that they're talking about or doing that's just like so out there. But I don't know how I got that from the death card, but I did. So I'm just going to go with it. It's just the only way I could attribute something to this death card, and that's what came to me, because clearly they're not like, I don't know, I don't know how else to talk about. Anyway, that was the vibe I got from the death card. So bear with me, but all the same, like that's just, I think how tarot works. You get certain messages and they don't always, perfectly work with the card. But this is my feeling, that you've stuck around long enough, and I actually see a good omen coming from you. And so we're gonna get a good omen from Spirit. We're gonna ask her for some positive input, and what does that look like? So King of Cups and King of Coins. Wow. Okay. So I believe, because these are two very strong, like, we can say male energy, but they can always be female as well, 100%. But like, these are that, well, they're masculine energy. They can be applied to a man or a woman. Let's put it that way. I'm going to say this is the person that you're going to be attracting, or that you're going to know. And I really do think Spirit is like sending you someone very, very strong, very confident, very, very confident in their emotions, very like mature, very reasonable. You are not getting this, you know, a hot mess of a human. Like, this is a very balanced person who can, and it works with your temperance. There's a tremendous amount of balance and goodness here. And then the King of Coins tells me that this is someone who works hard, who has a great job, who has resources, who has the ability to take on like the adventure and the fun piece, and to maybe take a trip together, like whatever. I see that. I really see that you're meeting your person online, and that if you just hang in there and keep swiping and keep interacting, that this is going to pan out for you. And the Ace of Coins, I did get a message that this is someone you've already encountered, and this could be, again, like maybe you've passed on them before and they pop up again in your feed, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna actually swipe right this time. Maybe they're waiting for you to reach out to them. Maybe they've like whatever. There's a very good chance you've encountered this person before. And I almost feel like it's like you guys are just kind of, there's this force, like you're going to get thrown in front of each other again, or you're going to one of you is going to like hit the other up. And I do think you're going to have to drive this a little bit. This might be someone who gets a lot of attention online, and, or someone who's just very busy in actual life. They're just busy. They have a lot going on. They live a dynamic life. And, yeah, so, okay, if you're frustrated by online dating, as probably 99.999% of the people who are on there are, this is my hopeful message for you, and I hope it tracks. I hope it's fun at the very least, and yeah, I hope it's true if you want it to be, because it is great. So like, comment, subscribe, whatever feels good. That was a car. Please do it. Okay, thank you. Goodbye. It's Light and Bone Tarot. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here and for letting me do this reading for you. This reading's a little funny, so just bear with me, because I almost feel like it takes the ending to, I don't know, get like anything out of it, for lack of a better term. So this is like, if you're frustrated by online dating, this is going to be some good news. And unlike the last reading where I did struggle a little bit, we got there in the end, but I'm not struggling right away with your reading. I have a very clear message already. So I'm happy about that. That feels good. It does not feel like the last two readings. Okay, so Scolicete, not really much to say about this. I just do love the needle-like textures. And there is something happy about this crystal card. This, I have to say, there's something very kind of like pleasing about it. Almost warm and fuzzy with this little bit of like a crunch. Okay, this oracle deck is like little words and messages given to almost like a chakra-esque kind of vibe. And then I did my elemental oracle pull. I am getting a message that you need to be happy. And I do think you're actually a very happy person. I think you are a very positive person. I get the feeling this whole online dating thing is kind of bumming you out. It's just wearing on you. I think, quite frankly, you've had enough of it. And I'm going to tell you, and this is your mountain card. This is like, you know, reaching new heights, soaring, staying totally balanced, staying in a line. Like, there's a lot of, I think, I want to say this like online dating thing is kind of, it's chipping away at you. And I think, I'm not going to say it's affecting you or that it's making you crazy or that you're just, you know, a puddle of depression because of it. But I want to say that there are times that you're like, if you feel a little worn out, a little blue, a little down or tired, it honestly might be because this online dating thing is just, it's enough. You need to step away from it. My gut tells me you've been doing this for, you know, longer than the average bear, or if you haven't been doing it for too long, you really want it to work and it's not, or you really liked someone on the app and it just didn't pan out for you. But I feel like whatever it is, something about the app is bringing you like more just ick and pain than actual happiness. And I don't know if you're going to meet your person online or not. Right now, I'm going to ask some questions and hopefully get some fun input. But my gut is you need to take a step away from it. And yeah, and this is unique. This isn't, I don't always feel the need to say this, but this isn't how like the other two readings started out at all. And I think you're a very kind of bubbly, outgoing, happy person. And I think you're someone that, you know, if it was 15 years ago before this online dating madness, I think you wouldn't have had any problem meeting someone in person. You would have been you would have been the one that was out with friends and could easily talk to the person next to you. You would have had no problem like making eye contact or smiling to someone across the room or chatting up with a conversation next to you in school. It's just, I think you're that person, but something about how this online dating works, it's inconsistent, it's frustrating, there's so much about it that's out of your control. And I think just the repetitiveness of it and the fact that things don't work out so much more than they do has kind of just, it's chipping away ever so slightly at you. So, okay, I'm going to take this reading right away. I'm just going to say, I think you need to get offline, and maybe not forever, maybe you meet someone amazing and you're off for 1 year, 2 years, 10, 30, who knows? But I'm going to take this in the direction of like, let's just say you get offline. What are you going to do if you get offline? Like what's coming your way if you get offline? And this is about meeting someone and dating. So we've got the Chariot, we've got Knight of Wands, and we've got Ace of Swords. So I do think in regards to meeting someone and not turning to the app for that piece anymore, and actually completely like either deleting it or taking it off your phone, like really unconnecting from it, I think you're gonna be pulled in a direction. You're going to have this momentum. You're going to be moving almost like in a way that you almost have no control over towards your person. And I do see the Knight of Wands for your person. And here's the thing: I don't want your person to be the Knight of Wands forever. This is kind of a fuckboy energy. But it's going to be probably what draws you to them. And I don't think that this reading is about you just meeting someone that you're gonna have a one night stand with. I really think this is about like you meeting someone solid and substantial. But I do just see that there's going to be this quick kind of like attraction to someone. And I do think you're gonna know like right away, like, oh my gosh, this is someone I could engage with, talk to, be with, hook up with, whatever it is you want. I mean, really, and it's different for everyone. I don't know exactly what you want, but I just think that you're going to make this kind of like beeline. You're going to see someone in person. You're going to be introduced to them. You're going to be standing next to them. You're going to be engaging with them somehow. And it's just going to be this like, okay, and we're off. And it is going to be someone that it's going to be the same person that if you saw them online, they would excite you. It would be just this like snapshot in your brain of like, oh my gosh, they look like everything. I don't really know them yet. I haven't really talked to them, but just looking at them, like they've got something. So I like this. And the thing about this too is like I don't think you're going to notice this person if you're still online. I think you have to like totally unplug from it to tell yourself like, look, I'm not going to be online dating anymore. So if I ever want to like have a conversation with another human again that I would date, I basically have to start looking at it from this angle. So I think this is going to happen. Like your brain's going to recalibrate like how you would actually meet someone in person. I think this is what's going to happen once you do this. So and it is, you're going to know, you're going to have the confidence, you're going to have the words, you're going to have the mindset to be like, I'm going over there and talking to them, or I will lure them over here. Oh my goodness. Somehow in some way, but this is definitely how I see it playing out. And I do see this person being very attractive, very fun, exciting, just kind of this like Prince Charming type person, but almost more fun and like dynamic than charming. I don't see them necessarily being this like quiet wallflower. I see them being someone kind of over the top exciting, but not in a bad way, just in a fun way. And you're going to get your first taste of meeting someone in person again for probably a while for you. Okay, I wanted to ask Spirit, let's give you some confidence. I want to this is going to be like a gift from Spirit. Like, how are you going to know you're ready for this? Like, what do you have? What can she tell you that's going to make you feel like a bad bitch? And let's just see what this is. Okay, 10 of Wands, 9 of Cups, and King of Wands. Okay, so love the 9 of Cups, love the King of Wands. We'll figure out the 10 of Wands. King of Wands, you're strong, you're confident, you're capable, you aren't fucking around, you know what you want, you go after it. This is like all action. The King of Wands it's like a Kris Jenner vibe. This is so much of like, I see, I go after it, I attack, I conquer, but I'm good, I'm fair, it's just a very dynamic card. It's someone it's just a very, very bad bitch energy. So yes, King of Wands, know that you've got this. I think you're interesting. I think people want to talk to you. I think once you actually meet people in person, they're pretty they're just smitten with you. There's something very alive and electric about you. Like you may be a fire sign. You may have that kind of fiery piece to you, whether you're a fire sign or not. Like, I just think there's this fiery aspect to you, like passion. You have a lot of passion for what you do, for how you live your life, all of that. And the 9 of Cups is you're looking good. You're fun to be around. You're polished. There's a certain polish to you. There's a certain beauty to you. There's a certain confidence in the way you carry yourself and the way you dress. Like, you're not sloppy. You're not disorganized. Like, you really are. You're attractive. And I mean that on all the ways. Like, it just, like how you carry yourself, your poise, your grace, there's something very beautiful and alluring about you. And, again, this is in person going to really shine. So that's good news. And the 10 of Wands, this is, a card of defeat. This is a card of, I think I'm trying to spin this in a way because this is, we ask Spirit for input. This is good. These are good omens here. So if I were to make something good of the 10 of Wands, I would say you've put a lot, if you really, if this is something you really want, if you're out and you see someone that you really want to talk to, and whether that's your person or not, it almost doesn't matter, but you are going to be able to do it. And it is that King of Wands energy. It is that confidence. It is that know-how and that belief in yourself and that willingness to actually take action. You're not going to be defeated by thoughts of insecurity or should I, or is it the right place? Or you're going to do exactly what you want to do. And this is just taking the opposite of this card and getting a good message from it. I think you're very much going to be empowered to take the actions you want to take. And I think it's going to pay off for you. I think you're going to be very, very pleased by this. So I asked pile 1 these questions. It wasn't relevant for pile 2, but I'm going to ask where are some places, where might you meet this person? Where might you go? Or to meet many people? What's just I don't know, what are some hot spots? What does it look like? Shit. Okay, so let's see how I can figure this out in 2 tarot cards. So let's see what we're doing with here. Okay, so we've got 7 of Wands and 2 of Wands. Okay, so the 7 of Wands makes me think that you could very easily meet this person at work. They could be a coworker, or you could be working and they could come to your work. They could be a client, a customer. I have no idea, but there's a work piece here. And, or maybe even you're working as sales and you're even over the phone. I just feel like there's something about work that could bring you to this person, or something work related. Maybe because of your work, you have to check out a location. You have to introduce yourself to a group of people. You have to I don't know, go to a conference. But it very much makes me think there's a work related aspect to this, that you would be a great place to start, and this might be where you're going to meet this person. And then Two of Wands, and also very much like an action card, like, and this is you kind of going after it. This is you. This to me is like, there's something you want. There's something you've been thinking about that you want. There's some like action you want to take, something you want to do, and you might meet this person surrounding around something you want to do. So like, oh my gosh, like maybe you want to, I don't know, like travel somewhere. So as a result of that, you're going to like an art show that has to do with the art of the place you want to travel, which is so incredibly far-fetched. Maybe, let me think of one other example. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Maybe you really want to like bake a certain cake, and you have to go to like a specialty store to get the stuff for the cake, and then you're going to meet your person there. I am reaching with this Two of Wands. I hear myself, but it's something about, there's something you want to do. There's an action you want to take, an activity, let's say. And something pertaining to this activity, whatever road you go down, as obscure as it is, might this person, you might meet this person there. So, or maybe they know something about this activity, they have knowledge of it, they have insight, and you can like talk to them about, I don't know, how to do something that you want to do. So, I mean, it wouldn't be impossible. Maybe you want to get into running, and this person's going to work at a store, and they're going to help you find the perfect running shoes, or they're going to be next to you while you're trying on running shoes, or I don't know, like something like that. But the working piece too is also here. And let me get one more possibility of where you might meet this person, or multiple people if you want to meet more than one person. Here's another great, this stupid Devil card. He has come up, because it's definitely a male energy. He has come up on almost every reading, and I'm not happy about it. Okay, well, I'm just gonna relate this to something like, hedonistic and self-pleasing and self-serving. And so I don't know, maybe you meet this person when you're like really drunk one night out at the bars, or maybe you meet this person, I don't know, out doing something naughty but fun. I'm just gonna like put, this isn't like a naughty or like, okay, it's naughty, it's not bad, it's not evil, it's just like a fun kind of like hedonistic thing you might be doing, which is basically to me like a very kind of like sensual slash sexual self / like pleasing thing to you that has like, a kind of naughty connotation. Now I need to look at the definition of hedonistic. It's probably like has nothing to do with those things, but that's how I see it. I don't know if Burning Man still happens. You could meet him at Burning Man. Like that's definitely the epitome of like a hedonistic experience, which sounds amazing. So, okay. Okay. And I want to see, how will you like kind of recognize this person? How will you know that this is going to be someone? This is just input from Spirit. It's a gift. I mean, at this point, we're asking Spirit for like fun insight, because I think the real message here is like, okay, if you're frustrated by online dating, I'm getting a very clear message right out the gates that like, it's time for you to get off the app. It's just time. And because of that, you're going to like reset some things in your head. You're going to push yourself to either get out and go to things that you wouldn't have gone to before, or be out a little bit more, or just, like I said, make an effort to make eye contact, or make an effort to talk to someone, or stay out an extra 20 minutes to engage in some way. This is the message here. So now we're just having fun with it. But, okay, so we're going to ask Spirit for some input. Like, how will you know? Maybe what's a sign? Let's see what we have here. Okay. 3 of Swords and 5 of Cups. So these are like 2 very sad, like heartbreaky cards. This is totally the card of heartbreak. And this is like walking away and leaving something behind. I'm going to say this. This is a reach, but please just bear with me. Let this reading be entertaining. let's say let's say you have a friend who's got their heart broken. We all have a friend who's going through something, who's heartbroken, who is like experiencing some kind of loss. Maybe on that night out with that friend, you might meet this person. It's a message. Like, we ask Spirit for a message. I don't think your heart's going to be broken. I don't think you're the one that's going to be experiencing the loss. But I do think that you're going to be out helping a friend. And, you know, I think that either this friend's going to be sharing a tale of heartbreak with you that's going to like really move them, and it's going to, you know, bring them back to some sadness. Like, you're helping them. I'm not wishing this upon your friend, or I'm not hoping that your friend shares some experience and starts crying and then that's your cue to look around the bar. But it does give me that kind of a feeling. Like, if this scene happens to play out, or if a friend of yours, poor thing, has a broken heart and says, hey, I just really want you to like go out with me. Do you want to go grab a drink or something? And this could be like, literally, this could be going for a hike. I feel like every example I have is about like sitting in a bar, which is hilarious. I do love sitting at the bar, but I love like sitting at the bar and having a meal, having a drink, talking with friends. Like, so I don't know why my head always says just sitting at the bar, but this could be swimming at the local water hole when your friend has a broken heart, hiking. I mean, going to the movies. Like, this could be anything. But if a friend wants to do something under that premise, look good. I mean, keep your eyes open. And of course, you'll be there for your friend, of course. And this is my fun little bit of input for you. I mean, if I wish I could think of another fun question to ask. But we kind of, I don't want to ask when, because it's like, I feel like it's pretty technical to interpret a win, but I think this is you. I think you're going to be happy. And, I don't know, like you know, it's already been 19 minutes. Like, I'm not going to keep you here for longer than 20. Let's call it here. It's a fun reading. I hope you liked it. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever feels good. I hope you enjoyed it. And hey, if you do meet someone under either of these like premises, please let me know. I will be deeply entertained by it. So, hope it happens. Okay. Thank you so much. Goodbye. And Bone Tarot. Thank you for visiting my channel and for letting me read for you and for listening to this pretty random and quirky reading, but we really are going to try to do our best with it. So yes, thank you so much. This is a reading for frustrated by online dating. This might be some good news. And I don't even know what this is. It's like a little bit of insight to you and what online dating is doing to you, and where you can probably, or maybe, or hopefully find, if you're really looking for this person, maybe you can find them outside of the app, and I'll give some tips, right? Or not tips, some insight from Spirit. So, I'm going to say, just based on the cards I turned over, which is Thunderbolt and Flow, for like just kind of who you are, I think online dating has you feeling kind of chaotic. Because to me, these are two like extreme, like opposites. The Thunderbolt is like passion, it's electric, it's like very intense. It's kind of this like temperamental, tempestuous, like reactive kind of energy. And this is very much like water, flow, chill, emotional, like just going with it. And there's such opposites. And you're probably a little bit of both. You probably are very chill. You're probably very easygoing. And you probably also have a little bit of a temper when it comes out. But I think that this online dating thing is just making you feel extremes of everything. Like, you're either like super in your feels or emotional about someone that you connected with or talked to or even texted offline with, or maybe met with once, and then maybe you never heard from them again. Maybe it didn't work out. Maybe they stood you up. Maybe they ghosted you. Like, all the scenarios that seem to play out for everyone, no matter who you are or where you're doing this. It's like online dating really is a shit show, and it works for people, and it's worked for me at times, but it really is I don't know if it's like a free for all. I don't know what it is, but it is. I don't know what it is. I can't even explain it, but I do feel like as the days and weeks and years progress, it gets more and more difficult to spend too long in the space of. And I just feel like you're there. However, I don't know that you need to get off online dating. Like, I felt in the last reading, there was a strong message of like, get off of it. It's really starting to affect you. I don't know that you need to get off of it, but I do think that like, you need to, it's like you kind of need to pick a lane and try to meet someone that way. And I'm going to say you might meet your person online, but I almost feel like if you do, it's going to be like just throwing spaghetti against a wall and seeing what sticks. Like just kind of, it would almost be by accident. Like you'd almost accidentally connect with someone you didn't even mean to, you didn't even care, and you started talking to them and you're like, oh shit, this person's pretty cool, or oh, they're cuter than I thought they were. But yeah, I do get this feeling that you're kind of all over the place and somewhat non-committal on your own, in your own right. I'm going to take this reading in the direction of like, stay online if you want to, that's great. But let's see if there's any input from spirit about if you were to go offline, what would that look like? Where might you meet this person? What could it be like if you really decided, hey, I actually want to meet someone. I might be ready to commit. I don't know that you are. And what would that even feel like or look like? So I'm going to go in that direction, but I do get this like crazy mixed energy from you. And I don't know, maybe you've been through it. Maybe you're healing from a broken heart. It was pretty recent, let's say. I get this sense that you're almost like you're not really ready, or you're not looking for anything too serious. But then you're also, you can get frustrated if things don't like show promise, if they wanted to go in a more serious direction. There's a lot going on with you, but that is fun. You got Tibetan black quartz, and it says it references the storm-like bursts of an inky. Oh my gosh, what is it? I thought it had something to do with the storm. They used the word storm, and I got very excited that it had to do with a thunderbolt. But I don't know. That was a lot to read, and this is for aesthetic, unless something really jumped out at me, which it doesn't. Because I can get a read on you in the sense that you're chaotic and you're lovely and you're fun, and you are the kind of hot mess right now. But I can't see you in a crystal card. So, okay, but that's your card. This is your pile. And I want to see what your thoughts on online dating are. And, I know you probably know your thoughts on online dating, but this is going to help me assess your whole reading. So what are your thoughts on online dating, or how is online dating treating you? What's going on with you? So we've got 5 of Wands, Queen of Swords, and King of Coins. Okay, so I think you've met quite a few people online that you really could like. I think you've met some like actual catches online, and well, I'm going to say it's never worked out, but I think that it left you frustrated. I think as opposed to the person who like just hasn't met anyone online or isn't getting any feedback, you're engaging with people. People are swiping right on you quite a bit. You're connecting with people. I think almost like whoever you want to connect with, you connect with the majority of the people you want to. It's not that you're not connecting with people or you can't get the attention from people in the first place. I think it's almost the opposite. You're actually encountering quite a bit of people that you could like, that seem like perfect catches, and people that you'd want to be into, people that like intrigue you and you have great conversations with them, and you even meet them and it's like a great first date, second date, whatever, and then it goes absolutely freaking nowhere. And it leaves you feeling conflicted, it leaves you feeling angry, confused. And I get this, because this is like a thing that everyone has a breaking point, like you can do this. You could go on 10 dates with someone and get ghosted 10 times in a row and honestly not really give a shit. And then on the 11th time, you're like, what the fuck is happening? Why does this happen every time? But it might take that many times for you to even like recognize that this is a pattern playing out. And I don't think it has anything to do with you. I mean, it might, I don't know, but I don't think it does. I think this is just kind of the nature of people online, or maybe you're attracting this kind of unicorn type guy that is always going to be problematic, or something along those lines. I'm just getting that vibe from you. So do you need to get offline? I don't know, maybe not. You could. And to be honest, I think you're someone who probably does pause or delete the app or the profile like every other day or every week. And then you go back to it because it's like, well, I'm not meeting anyone else anyway, so why not? But for funsies, let's say you delete your app or you like really wholeheartedly pause it. Let's see what it would look like if you actually made an effort to meet someone in person. This is where I think the reading is just going to get fun and interesting. So, and And, you know, if I'm saying that out loud, maybe there is a message that you would benefit from getting offline a little bit in this regard and pushing yourself. And I don't mean pushing like go beyond your comfort zone and, you know, try saying hi to that person that you never would have considered online. Like you're not wired like that. I think you have a type. I think you have an aesthetic that you like. I think you know exactly what you want, but I also think you're pretty good at going for it if it comes up and if it lands in front of you. So let's just pretend you're offline and you're like really trying to do this in person. I just want to see what 3 cards, like what's your very immediate future or gonna look like if you start actually trying to interact with people in person. I've said it on every reading. This freaking devil card has come up on every single reading. So of course, maybe this is just a joke because everything to do with like online dating is so hilarious, although this was what it's gonna look like in person. So you know what, forget it. The world, the devil, and the 8 of Wands. So okay, I think you're gonna have some fun with this. I really do. I think it's going to actually surprise you how much fun you're gonna have with this. I think it's going to it is actually gonna push you in a way that doesn't sound that pleasant, because I don't feel like the thought of being pushed sounds pleasant, but I actually think that if you say to yourself or challenge yourself or go out with a friend and like kind of maintain a challenge of like, I'm gonna say hi to this person, I'm gonna get this person's number or whatever. I feel like I say things sometimes that make me sound really old because I honestly don't know what the kids do, but you know, maybe there's old people watching this too. So I just feel like you're actually gonna have a lot of fun with this. It's gonna open your eyes and it's gonna give you this kind of like just little boost of everything, like confidence. It's just gonna be fun. It's actually gonna be fun for the first time in a while, and it might make you think like, oh, there's something to this. Maybe I really I don't know, maybe there's more right in front of me, like in my town, in these local spots, in these activities that are around me where I just never thought. I don't know where I'm going with that. But I do think the more I start talking that there's someone that you're going to meet in person. And now I'm going to ask the very fun and direct question of where might you meet this person? Like, what would it look like? What would the event look like? So we've got the Magician. Love that. And 5 of Swords. Okay, so I have to think on this. So this would be like, where might you encounter this person? I don't know why, again, I feel like, not again, I haven't said that to you yet, but like tarot, every card has a meaning, but sometimes you ask the most outlandish questions that I could never really apply the meaning of the Magician to this question. So I'm going to give it my spin, the first thing that comes to mind. I feel like the answer here is a very nice, fine restaurant, or like a very nice bar, something like the mixologist, like the mixing of ingredients, something where there's like, or something to do with chemistry or science. So I'm going to say, something to do with science, with chemistry, with like, you know, the mixing of drinks, the like very fine foods or fine desserts, like a winery, a whiskey tasting, like something to do with a skill, like an art and a skill that got put into something probably tangible. So this definitely, and then science. So I don't know if there's like a museum. I don't know. There's actually, now that I look at this Magician piece, there's a lot to this. Like if there, oh, you know what, this even made me think of like something with fireworks or the night sky. So now I'm just going to keep going off on examples so I cover my bases that no matter what you do, you're going to meet this person. But I do think I'm going to stick with the original ones that I said, and there's that 5 of Swords. This is a card of being like tricked or kind of deceived or stolen from. So how is this going to play into, you know, there's going to be, I don't know, because on the last reading, it's kind of a similar vibe, but wait, let me think for a minute. I might have to come back to this, how this would play into like where you might meet someone. So Okay, this could also be like trickery or deceit. So if there's something like, I don't know, like something with costumes or dressing up, or like if there's a themed party or something along those lines. And I am, I'm reaching here, but it's a message I got. So yeah, I'm going to say those are two examples of where you might meet this person. And if I get something more for this, that's like more exciting than that. But again, I gave like 15 examples to this. I mean, even night hike, I'm going to say night hike, you can meet this person. There's just, yeah, okay. All right. And how are you going to know, like, what's a sign? I don't know, like, how are you going to know when it is the person that this reading's about? Like, because I think this reading's about one in particular person. And I just want a little bit of input from spirit or direction from spirit about what that conversation might feel like, or what the surroundings might be, or something along those lines. So we've got the Empress, which is heaven on earth, and Ace of Wands. Okay, so I'm going to say you're going to meet this person. You're going to be feeling so freaking good about yourself. Something amazing is going to happen in your day or your week. I mean, you could get like this haircut and just feel so gorgeous. Like, I don't know, there's going to be something that you're going to feel so beautiful, so abundant, so lucky, so whatever. And you're going to go out to either like celebrate, or you're just going to go out knowing that you're the bomb. Like, you are the hottest person in the room. You're going to feel like all eyes are on me. It's just going to be this energy where you're very much going to be just the one that people are noticing. And that is going to be a pretty telltale sign that, like, okay, this is, I could meet my person this night. And yeah, and this might even sneak up on you. You might even, it's not necessarily like you're going to get ready planning this. You know what I mean? I think it's going to take you by surprise. Like, you're going to like meet up with friends, and like, let's say all your friends say, oh my God, you look so pretty. And you're like, really? I didn't even like try that hard. And they'll be like, no, there's just something about your hair, or you look extra tan, or like, I don't know, just something that you're like, oh, okay, I guess I do. Or I didn't realize, like, I do feel really good. I don't know, just something's going to be extra about you, and you're going to know it. You're going to feel it. And this is going to be like maybe an omen that, like, oh, you could meet your person. Ace of Wands, there's definitely like this artistic, creative, passionate piece to this. I don't know, maybe if there's a place or a time that you're like doing something that you're passionate about, doing something creative, or some action that you're doing that is like, I don't know, like you're teaching, you're talking, you're painting, you're designing, you're kind of like all eyes are on you while you do something. If that plays a part in your life, or if you find yourself doing that, then I think this could also be like a time or a space that you would hold where you might meet your person. But you are like, I think you're very confident. I think you're very dynamic. You're a little bit of everything. You're extremes, you're hot, you're cold, you're happy, you're sad, you're all sorts of things. And I think that makes you very, very, very fun and exciting. So I mean, whoever is going to meet you is very lucky, and I think you're going to have a lot of fun together. But yeah, this is my blueprint or directions as to like where you might go or how this might feel when you're going to meet them. And I'm going to get a couple cards to say like, this is just, I don't know, this is input from spirit, but not necessarily like in a how or a when, but just like, what do you have to look forward to? That's it. Like, what do you have to look forward to? This is, cause if you get off the app, maybe you're like kind of addicted to like scrolling every day at a certain time. Like maybe you get your coffee and you scroll for 20 minutes, and it's like, I don't know, it is, if you stop doing that, there's a little bit of like of a void, and you do wonder like, oh, shit, like, well, if I don't do this, I'll never meet anyone. But you are going to meet someone. We have some ideas of how that might happen. And I don't know, let's just ask spirit, what do you have to look forward to? So let's see what she has to say. So Knight of Coins, the Wheel of Fortune, and Seven of Swords. Okay. I do think the Seven of Swords is one of my favorite cards. There's kind of this like cheeky naughtiness to it. There's something like kind of like bad and crafty, but like fun. There's like this sly little fox component to it. And I don't know why I dig that energy. So I do think you're going to, I don't know. And there's like this excitement. There's this kind of like anything can happen vibe. I don't know. Maybe you'll come into a little bit of luck sooner than later. Maybe something that you've really been wanting is going to happen. And I don't know, maybe you'll win some money. Maybe you'll win a car. Maybe you'll get the job you really wanted. Like, I just feel like there is a little bit of luck coming your way. And I really, what extreme that comes to, I'm not sure, but I will say there's a very strong and positive message here that something lucky and good is going to happen to you. And I'm not saying this is only going to happen if you get off this app. This isn't like contingent upon. It's just this, I asked Spirit, I haven't asked any of the other piles this question, but this is just something good that's going to be coming your way. And I really do see you're going to have some fun. You're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to have this just fun. And I do think that it's going to have a little bit like of an edge to it. There's going to be something exciting, something enticing, something different, something you're not used to. I think you have that to look forward to. But then with the Knight of Cups, I also see just balance and stability. You're not going to go off the rails anytime soon. You're not going to have a meltdown. Like, I think things are really going to work out and gel for you. I think you are going to have some luck, and I think you are going to enjoy it. And I don't know, that's just really a nice, positive, fun way to end this reading, and unique only to this pile. Everything about this was very unique, and I hope it's fun for you. I mean, right now, where I am, it's summer, and this, like, I don't know, I feel like this kind of reads like with a summer vibe or energy, but whenever you're watching this, it's totally relevant to whenever this is being watched. But I hope it's fun and exciting for you and that it plays out. So let me know, please. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want. I'm desperate. Thank you so much. I hope to hear from you. Goodbye.